and immediately beats the outside edge, and right on cue and right on time. It gives me the perfect time to welcome my co-commentator, Peter Della Penna, who of the ground, and bowls him first up through the gate. Oh, what a delivery! A little nip backer from Kyle Klein, and the dreams start for him. Oh, what a ball! Aaron Johnson is castled. Netherlands, they have early success.
To get into the ODI Super League back in 2018.
It's nicely played on the up and with real panache. A square drive for 4
wins in 4 matches.
Edged and put down. Not easy. A flying effort at second slip. I think it might be Michael Levitt on first view. In fact, it's Wesley no, it's Noah Kroos. We'll get it right third time around. Who does usually keep wickets. That was a good effort. Got one hand to it and down it went.
This is either going to stick or it wasn't. One hand, you got see it from that replay, but it was one-handed effort diving to his right. He just got
second division. And that's a bit of a gimme. It's a hit me ball, a leg stump half volley. The stuff of dreams for any opening batter, and nicely clipped away for 4.
And one thing we have seen from Kyle Klein in this opening spell, he's keeping
nicely clipped away. It's going to be 4 more. Badger gets to double figures. Not the line. King was looking for the shape away from the right-hander, not quite getting it in the UK. We'll see him pulled, and this is going to be gone. It is that little bit of extra pace, and the debutant falls in the hunt for a boundary. It's this 4, so the rower went back-to-back as well. Now that has bounced, well, extravagantly, hasn't it? Leapt. That's the pace that Van Meekeren can bring, and it's only occasional. It's going to be given as 4 byes, maybe Harsh and Scott Edwards. Edged and gone. Really nicely bowled by Aryan Dutt, and Bajwa, who's battled into the 20s, will battle no. It was the canals used to freeze, didn't they? They may not now. This is cut down towards deep third. The catch is held, and Van Meekeren has the big wicket. The IPL, really, you can't think of a better playing pool of internationals as this one's clipped away really nicely. Going to be a boundary to break what has been a challenging period for the first time. Shariz Ahmed starts with a really juicy one that is hit away for a boundary, not where he intended. Big bowling option. So nearly the change has worked, and I'm not quite sure how this is missed. The end result is going to be 4 runs.
Dilpreet Bajwa.
Ahmed has just struggled, hasn't he, conversely, and that's not going to help. Wrist spinners always need the fielders to help them out, but a slip in the deep from Kyle Klein is going to cost 3 additional runs. That should have been stopped.
They're expecting it to break up later.
Bowled him. Bowled him, bowled him, bowled him. That is a beauty from Michael Levitt. It's exactly what he's trying to do.
Gaetano Della Penna.
Flicked into the leg side. Good use of the feet from Mova, who needs to start to advance his strike rate, and he does with a boundary. That's his Greek. My dad is Irish. But yet, no, joking aside, I have had to think about it, and that would, I suppose, be not... I would only ever look at doing it to kind of, I suppose, aid Greek cricket and bring it along. But I think they're coming into action. Down the ground. Good shot. Really nicely played. Sab bin Safar has been trying to get going, and was this the over too many from Michael Levitt into his 9?
You don't really see that in Papua New Guinea because the player pool...
This could be a chance, and it's very well judged. Sad bin Safar shaken up by that blow to the head.
So it's Canada. Poor Canada gets the short straw.
Reverse swept, and just inches out of reach. That would have been a spectacular catch. But the end result will be 4 more to Mova, who's now swept around the corner the other way. This is good batting from Mova. Back-to-back boundaries. The surge is well and truly on now.
Some nice home-cooked meals by my wife. It gives me some extra room.
Now Hayliger is going to try and show off his power. He gets 4. It's off an edge, certainly, right next to our effects mic, so thuds.
Because they loaded their attack with spinners, they're expecting this to break up.
That's going to be more runs, 4 of them. A little bit too predictable, potentially, from Paul van Meekeren. He's gone for the slower ball bouncer for this.
In 5 innings, but he's a devastating power hitter.
Just as we talk about his hitting, he's hit it straight to cover. Good catch held from Levitt. Banged it. As we see a big shot from his first delivery, and oh, what a catch in the crowd! One-handed. Sure, the KNCB will find him. Bowls him. Klein has another, and it's going to be, well, a very short stay at the crease. Big appeal. Rowley Black puts the finger up, and Kingma. Well, there's a warm ovation from over at the Kingma house. Oh, he's a good umpire, I have to say. He's been driven down the ground here. Kingma. Gordon completely rules out my description of him as a batter, and the 37-year-old gets a boundary. He doesn't have many of them in international cricket, Peter.
Protecting Gordon at the non-striker's end, and there was really nothing in this shot. He's maybe looking to play 2 to find the big gap on the leg side, but that didn't happen. Went to backward point for a simple catch to end the inning. So he talked about the halfway point of the innings. If Canada could get to 200, 210, maybe they'd be in with a fighting chance. They get bowled out for 194 here, Lenny. And now we're going to get to see what strategy is going to prevail today. Canada going...
Means 195 to win. An immediate start on the money from Kalium Sana. Very effective with the new ball. And the first runs come from the bat of Levitt. It'll be a boundary. Hit away confidently behind square. And that's a sparkling drive through the covers, and warm applause from around Vorburg CC. The shot to the chase. We're having a lovely first day of broadcasting. This has now worked into the leg side, and the chase is going to be in the offing for Hayliger. I think he might need to give it up. It's back-to-back boundaries, and that... Nicely driven. Kaleem San has come around the wicket, and Max O'Dowd, after 26 balls of a bit of bat, you would have in the air, going to be runs.
I know this much, Lenny. It's a lot easier to get a visa to get into Nepal.
And then the 2 in Zimbabwe. As this is, well, possibly should have been stopped, and it's Thacker again. It's going to be 4 more. Rounds out the power. That's hit with real power. Levitt's going to get 4. That went like a tracer bullet. Smashed through the offside.
It was just struggling to get fingertips to it.
Now tickled around the corner. It's a very expensive start. This will rub a bit of salt into the wounds of Nicholas. Edged away, slips come out. And Sana's not going to be able to cut it off. The runs continuing to come. No fortune for the new captain, Nicholas Curtin. He's put down a catch. He's just recently...
In general seems to have some problems.
That's a good stroke. A really nice blow. Sabin Safar is being attacked here by Levitt. He might have been put down off his bowling, but that went...
Looks beautiful out there so far in the first hour of play here in the chase.
That's nicely guided. Just gets on top of the bounce. Everything is going the Netherlands' way. It's 4 more.
That you need to get to?
Is the difference as this one squirted away. I think it's going to be 4 more. Just comes off the toe of the bat. Aaron Johnson, well, gives up the chase. But taken. And as if from nowhere, the first wicket falls. Levitt, he's looked so good. And reward for him.
Playing more aggressively than they need to.
Swept round the corner. That's going to be 4. You can give up that chase. Hurdle. It's a nice drive. Really powerfully struck. It was a half volley, maybe the first. It's a really good shot. That's a controlled pull shot of the highest quality. It never had any risk associated to it. It's cycling saying I've got to cash in. And it's going to be 50 for Max O'Dowd. He'll get there with a comfortably run second, and I think as the crowd realise they're going to rise to one of their favourite players. Really warm reception for him. He's played ever so nicely. It's come off 73 deliveries in perfectly acceptable time in a chase of this nature, and he's got his 11th one-day international 50.
Lethargic and...
Oh, that's a lovely stroke. That's a high-quality stroke. That's what that is. Well over the head of Nicholas Curtin at cover. If you haven't met Jack Kingma yet, Peter, I'll introduce you after. This could be a wicket. It's a wicket from nowhere. And Vikramjit Singh falls to a leading edge. Gordon gets the...
Good, sir.
Down the leg side. Now, what's this hit is the question. Is it going to be runs? Oh, dear. Well, that sums overs, and that's what we saw him do in Major League. Bowls him. And Baresi is going to perish. Sad bin Safar finally gets that line right that we've been talking about. Now, this is gone. Gone for all money. Sad bin Safar has finally found the right line. And there's a late wobble here, a wobble track, and it really ground George and Ringo. Bowls him. And Sad bin Safar has got another, and that's the sweep. That's somewhere around the boundary we're talking about not wanting to play. 9:15. 9:10 tonight.
Oh, that's a six, that's a six.
That's driven, and it's not going to be a 6 as someone's shouting into our effects mic. It'll be a 4 down the ground. Full. Oh, that's going to be that. What a way to win it with an overthrow due to a misfield from the backing up fielder. Shariz Ahmed got a single to his name, and there's lots of cheers in the outfield. Handshakes all around. Netherlands have dominated this contest really from start to finish. The fans are loving every second of it. And I think they're hearing that at home. We're getting lots of cheers through the effects mic. We're getting a sing-song or two now as well. Ultimately, the Dutch win by 5 wickets.
It's not Maxwell Silverhammer, I know that.
I wonder, is that we're getting a bit of Dutch national anthem there, are we? We don't know if people are hearing that at home, Peter, but I'm going to thank you for your thoughts now. We'll also probably bring the music up and we'll turn...